There have been thousands of federal employees fired over the past couple of months, but today we got something a little different. We have a state official, a judge, being arrested by the FBI for obstructing a federal operation. She's in the spotlight now. Did she break the law? Let's get into it. This happened to the Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugen. At her own courthouse, according to the FBI director, she was charged with 2 felonies: obstructing a federal proceeding and concealing an individual to prevent their arrest. Allegedly, she was protecting Eduardo Ruiz, 30-year-old Mexican immigrant facing misdemeanor battery charges. The FBI director, Kash Patel, jumps on social media to go ahead and make a post about it, and then he deletes it. But as you know, social media doesn't forget. He said Dugen intentionally misdirected ICE agents to help Ruiz, an undocumented immigrant, evade arrest. He said, thankfully, our agents chased him down on foot, but the judge's obstruction created increased danger to the public. Now, this wasn't just any arrest. Dugen was taken into custody by the U.S. Marshal Service 8:30 in the morning on courthouse grounds. She appeared in federal court that morning and then she was released. Her next court date, May 15th. Her attorney said Judge Dugen wholeheartedly regrets and protests her arrest. It was not made in the interest of public safety. So what really happened here? April 18th, you have Ruiz in the courtroom, pre-trial hearing, 3 battery cases, all 3 of them misdemeanors, and then the ICE agents come in with an administrative warrant. This is all part of President Trump's more aggressive push when it comes to immigration. He campaigned on this. A lot of people supported the president on the immigration issue because a lot of people were coming into the border. They weren't going through the appropriate channels and doing the documentation. They were just coming over here. So this is something that's a hot topic issue for the president. Now, according to the court documents, he illegally entered the U.S. over 10 years ago. It was like in 2013 is when he got here. An email was sent. So as soon as the ICE agents showed up, they sent an email so the judge knows that they're on their way. The ICE agents were told to wait until the trial was complete. And at some point, there's a confrontation between the judge and between the ICE agents. The judge asked, what type of warrant do you have? Do you have an administrative warrant or do you have a judicial warrant? Because there's a difference. A judicial warrant is issued by a judge based on probable cause, like a criminal arrest. An administrative warrant, like what ICE had, is issued by a federal agency for immigration violations. Some judges argue that the administrative warrant does not carry the same legal weight. So then the judge directed them to the chief judge's office, basically to get rid of them. After sending the agents away, Dugen returned to her courtroom and postponed the hearing. She basically looked at him and said, hey, come here, come with me. And instead of leaving the typical way, she took him in a door where usually the juries would come through, or people that were in handcuffs, people that were being escorted in and out of the courtroom. That's the door they went out of. And shortly after that, you have Ruiz. He just starts bolting it. He starts running across the front of the courtroom. He's outside and he's making a run for it. The agents are outside checking out the area. They see him running. And now you have a foot chase. Now you have Ruiz running and the agents are right behind him. They catch him, they apprehend him, and they're like, well, what's going on here? The judge must have tipped him off. That whole thing sparked an FBI investigation that led to the judge's arrest. And the crazy thing is, this is not the first time something like this happens. In 2018, you had a Massachusetts judge that was charged with obstruction in allegedly helping an undocumented immigrant escape ICE by letting him exit through a courthouse basement. Some people say that this is a massive clash between the president's administration and judges. The administration has been very vocal on cracking down on activist judges. And Dugen's arrest is the first known instance of the Trump administration firing a local official over immigration enforcement. Now, President Trump has been firing a lot of high-level people, and a lot of it's been controversial, but never have we seen this firing of a judge. The Attorney General chimed in on social media saying no one is above the law, but not everybody's on board. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, a Wisconsin Democrat, called the arrest a gravely serious and drastic move that threatens the separation of powers. Baldwin's concerned with arresting a sitting judge. And it's true that it is an incredibly rare thing to do is to arrest a judge, but it does happen. So who is Hannah Dugen? She's 65 years old. She's been a respected veteran of the Milwaukee County bench. She was elected in 2016 after defeating a Republican appointee. Before that, she worked as a poverty attorney. These are the individuals that help people that cannot afford legal representation. They can't afford a lawyer, and it helps them with evictions or housing problems, getting government benefits, family issues, consumer problems. However, the FBI affidavit, it paints her as visibly angry and confrontational, suggesting that she acted with the intent to obstruct. Was she standing up for what she saw as an overreach by ICE, or did she cross a legal line? That's what the courts will decide. So what happens now? Dugan's next court date is May 15th. If convicted, she faces 6 years in prison. Ruiz is in ICE custody, and the Trump administration immigration crackdown, that's just getting started. There's no signs of that slowing down. Immigration is a messy issue, no matter how you look at it. So the Trump administration wants to enforce the law. Then you have a judge like Dugen who argues that courthouse arrest could erode trust in the system. No matter what happens, this case will be a wake-up call. Also, the president has quite the ambitious goal of deporting 1 million immigrants in 2025. However, currently, he's behind on that goal. Current estimates put it at about 200,000. If things go how they're currently going, by the end of this year, it'll be a little over 200,000. But he's making up for those deportations by ramping up the arrest. If you look at the ICE arrests, just since January 20th, you have over 32,000 ICE arrests. And there are several reasons why immigration is such a huge part of the president's agenda. He believes it will protect American jobs, keep the country safe, uphold the law, and appeal to his voters. The counter-narrative is America was built by immigrants. Immigrants help the economy. And it's so difficult right now to come to the country the legal way. A lot of people say you can come here, just come here legally. But for many people, that means multi-year waits. That means a lot of money, a lot of time. A lot of people don't have the resources, but they still believe that they could be productive citizens if they were given the opportunity to come to this country. Now, what you believe about immigration was probably likely formed by friends and family as you're growing up. People's politics do not usually change that much after the age of 30. Many of us identify a position and hold on to it our entire lives. In addition to this story, we got some crazy stuff happening over at the IRS. We have people trying to resign and it's being denied. You can't leave, at least not yet. And then you have the flexible schedules, those are being cut. So no more 4 10-hour days. That's off the table. If you want to know more about that, check this video out next. Stay updated by signing up to the free newsletter down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.